over on your Twitter. So if you don't follow Dom over on Twitter, make sure you do that. Dom, can you plug your Twitter? Because I don't know what it is offhand.
It's at DC_NY Jets. I'm pretty active. I'm always on, and I have the availability to do it during the day. So come say hi.
Yeah, he always posts some really good insight, especially during draft time and just breakdown of tape and stuff. So this is what you think the Jets will do, not necessarily what you would do.
Correct. This is my projection as of Monday, whatever today's date is. Things could change. And yeah, so I don't think there's anything too outlandish on here outside of the fact that I have them keeping 7 wide receivers. I don't know if that's ideal, and it's definitely not a way I would lean for this team, but there's a reason, there's a method to the madness.
So you don't have Irv Charles on here, which I think is probably surprising for some people.
I don't have Irv Charles. I don't have Brandon 𝐀𝐮 either. I have both of those guys not on the 53. I just don't see, like I said, to me, the biggest thing was the depth in the wide receiver room. And not knowing what Mike Williams' health or how quickly he'll ramp up to be effective, or if he's going to be on a pitch count or whatnot. I wanted to have a kind of a safety valve there, and that's why I kept Brownlee as my wide receiver 7. If it comes out before week 1 or before the cut down day, that Mike Williams 100% ready to go, I might kind of shift gears and take Brownlee off and add someone somewhere else, and maybe that's where an Irv Charles or a 𝐀𝐮 could come in. But as constituted right now, I didn't see a spot, nor did I see a need for a special teams only type of player like we have had in the past couple of years with Justin Hardy. So yeah, like I said, I put the 53 guys that I think that they wouldn't want to expose to waivers. So guys like, the last 3 or 4 that made it for me were Takk McKinley. He's really played pretty well. But to me, I think it's still 50-50. He could make the team, He could not make the team. Obviously, Jason Brownlee, for the reasons I just explained, 𝐒𝐮𝐫𝐞𝐾 and Chaz Surratt. I could see the Jets I could see the Jets easily going with 4 linebackers and being fine with that. And then again, using the practice squad to activate a guy if they needed to, so on and so forth. But Robert Saleh has always seemed to kind of stick with his guys, and Chaz Surratt is one of those guys. He always speaks highly of him. He loves Chaz Surratt. I don't think he's the most talented linebacker. As a matter of fact, I actually really would like to somehow see. I don't think he'll make the 53, but I really hope that Jackson Sermon, the rookie undrafted free agent from Cal, I'd like to see him make the team, because I think he's going to be a really good player. He's all over the field last game, and in practices and whatnot, I think he's playing really, really good football. So the big kind of thing that I said outside of the 7th wide receiver being held was I only kept 9 offensive linemen. And I added Chaz Surratt as a 5th linebacker. Like I said,
I don't know how many linebackers we held last year, but 5 seems like a lot for me. Like Surratt would be the one I would eliminate.
They kept 4 or 5 last. I think they kept. Hang on. They kept Barnes. They kept Sherwood. Yeah, they kept 4. Did Surratt make the final 53, or was he on practice squad?
Hurt? Yeah, he was on the end of preseason.
I can tell you right now. Let's see.
I don't remember now. I feel like one of our linebackers got hurt at the very end of the regular.
Well, Chaz Surratt is always hurt. So,
I was looking at Dirty Jesus over here. He says Taylor the third over Surratt. Surratt makes dumb mistakes and penalties. So that was kind of where I was leaning. Like with Taylor, I feel like he's played all right so far. I wouldn't necessarily want to expose him to waivers. I feel like Surratt is less likely to get claimed than someone who had like a 1st round pedigree pick just a year ago. Taylor.
So Chaz Surratt was on the practice squad to start the year. He was activated for week 1. If you remember, he was one of the guys who sprung Xavier Gibson on that punt return overtime win week 1 at Buffalo. But he was on the practice squad, so he didn't make the final 53. went to the practice squad, reverted to the practice squad, and was called up for week 1. I think in place of Bryce Hall, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, like I said, there's a couple spots where I think you can make an argument. I don't think Leonard Taylor's it. I don't think he's going to make the 53 because the way I look at it, like I said, there's two ways to look at it. One, is it a guy that's going to play a part or can play a part in your rotation? And I don't think Leonard Taylor's there yet. Right, he's still very developmental. He flashes and he's flashed, and he's had some really good plays, and he's had some really, really bad plays, and that just kind of mirrors what his last couple of years of college in University of Miami were like. Some really wow plays and some really snoozers. I think the game is still very fast to him, and there's still a lot of learning that needs to occur and a lot of development. Like he, for me, is prototypical practice squad kind of guy.
Ron says no third quarterback. Sorry to cut you off just because we got 13 minutes.
Yeah, I have Jordan Travis reverting to the IR. I think he's going to get a true redshirt year, and I don't think you're going to waste a roster spot on a third quarterback.
You'll have talking about redshirting a quarterback since before the draft.
This guy.
This guy.
So listen, maybe you have a third quarterback on the practice squad, and you can make him your emergency quarterback. That new rule that you're allowed to utilize in the NFL. So no, I mean, God willing, there's no injuries to worry about, and you got Aaron and Tyrod to run the ship.
What's up, guys? Matt O'Leary from Talkin' Jets. If you liked that video, please make sure to subscribe and follow for more New York Jets content.